What's going on, everyone? TallenV back here, and today we have reached a journey that I never thought I would ever reach in a million years. Well, technically 1,000. I have officially hit 1,000 days consecutively and just continuously on Dokkan Battle here on JP, of course, because that's the version of the game I play. But it feels weird. It honestly does. And for the last month, I've been saving up my STR orbs, and bada bing, bada boom, there is the 1,000-day Goku rainbowed SA20, the whole 9 yards. I can't believe this actually happened. So I was contemplating on like what type of video I wanted to make for this. I'm like, well, we've been showing LR Goku off for quite a while. I mean, he's been out for, you know, a long time on JP, and I know Global's even had him for a while now. And I wanted to show him off on like the Buu Saga team, show him on Super Battle Road and everything, but unfortunately Super Battle Road went away on Tuesday when the countdown for the 250 million download celebration started. So I was like, okay. You know, what can I do? I mean, I can show him off if I want to, but we all kind of seen that stuff, right? And then someone made a suggestion in one of my videos. He's just like, hey, Talon, why don't you tell us about like your Dokkan experience? Like, what got you started with the game? You know, what did you know, who was the first card you pulled and all this other stuff? And I thought, you know what, why not? Let's do some kind of like, you know, 1,000-day history, not lesson, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm the teacher in me and everything. But just kind of like my journey that I've been going through, whether it's like, you know, I can kind of mix it in with, you know, starting YouTube and everything and all this kind of fun stuff. Someone even said like, oh, show us, you know, what are the cards that you're most proud of, what are your favorites and everything like that. So I was like, okay, you know what, let's try and mix it up here a bunch and just kind of see what we can do. I'm going to show them, obviously I want to show them off on Super Battle Road and everything, but unfortunately now that it's only back on the weekends, maybe hopefully it comes every single day once 250 million download celebration starts. Nonetheless, let's just get into it, because one thing that this guy also brought today was the fact that it has now been 24 hours since the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 were able to, or were released on the Friends banner. If you don't know, if you go into the Friends banner over here, you can scroll down to the Friends summon right now, and you can actually summon for these guys. So it's 3 LRs right now, great, you know, Mr. Satan, the LR androids, and then now the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. And I did it completely in the game, free to play. We got these guys up to SA20 and all 4 do pass unlocked. I've been posting the pictures on Twitter throughout the day as I was going through it. So I probably on the side of the screen right now, you're also going to see those photos. Got these guys, SA20, all pass unlocked. Unfortunately, no physical orbs, because I gave a bunch of physical orbs to some other units that I were kind of prioritizing, because we didn't know what type of Great Saiyaman was too at the time when I had all the physical orbs. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what it is. But we got the Purunga wishes coming up. So, but anyway, so I thought I'd just kind of go like, by the way, when I go through certain cards in my deck, it's not just like show off my deck and be like, haha, I'm better than you and all that kind of stuff. Just, I know a lot of people like to ask, you know, hey, what's your deck look like? Or, you know, what are you most proud of or anything? So I thought I'd go through that and kind of just give, you know, maybe some background as to what it maybe signifies and everything like that. So anyway, so if we go into the cards here and everything, and I go down here. Now, this is organized by height day, so but the time that they came into the deck, okay? So if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, this is the very first card that I ever got, and this was the original STR Broly. Now, I did not re-roll for this guy. Funny enough, for anyone who knows me from way back when I got back into YouTube and everything, I actually played Global. I played Global for about 3 weeks or so. I got through all the quest missions, but I couldn't really beat the events, like the Dokkan events that were at that time and everything, and I was just like, this game's really, it's not really doing it for me. I wasn't really having that much fun. You know, it was all in English, and I was just like, okay, whatever. You know, it's some alternate history in terms of the quest and everything, and I thought maybe they were trying to focus on that, but, you know, I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. And then I found out, I'm like, oh, this game there's a JP version of the game. I was like, well, why don't I, you know, see if there's any difference or anything like that, because sometimes you will find some differences between a global version and a JP version of a game sometimes, you know, whether it may be content, maybe it might be certain events and everything like that. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'll go in. So I jumped into the game, and it gave me like 70 stones or something like that, and I was like, okay, here we go, multi-summon on this banner that has Broly and a few other cards on it, and I bought Broly, and I was like, funny enough, I wasn't actually really looking for Broly. I was more looking at trying to get one of these Goku characters. I think it might have actually been at the time, just simply the STR Super Saiyan Goku, and I was just like, oh, okay, whatever, I got Broly, cool, you know, it is what it is. And funny enough, I never touched him after that. So Broly, for the longest time, I never actually really used it. It was really funny. But anyway, so I continued along in the game, and then like a couple of months later is when we started getting the Gohan. At the time, he was just his base form, Super Saiyan 2. And then the Super Saiyan God Goku. These two cards were on the same banner actually together. And I was like, oh, I really want those guys. But funny enough, I didn't get the Gohan for a while. I got the Goku. I got like 2 of them, and I was just like, whatever, I guess. I think I accidentally Baba shopped the second of this Goku, because at the time I didn't understand, even from the English version, I didn't really understand increasing SA attack. You know, obviously we didn't have the dupe system or anything like that. But just doing all that stuff, I didn't really understand it. So I was just like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. I kind of just continued to play it for a little bit. And as time went on, we got up into near the 1 year anniversary or Christmas around that time when Gogeta and Janemba jumped around. And at that time was when Dokkan was starting to show up on YouTube every now and then. I remember seeing a few random people, you know, including like Living Ichigo and all those kind of guys. And, you know, I was back home actually for Christmas when this happened, and I really wanted Gogeta, right? Everyone wanted Gogeta, but I only ended up pulling like Gotenks here. I ended up pulling the physical Gohan, and I think I might have gotten this Gotenks and the Agility Gohan. Or maybe I did get the Agility. I don't remember exactly what I got, you know, because that was over almost 3 years ago. But anyway, so, you know, I was back home. I was just like, oh man, you know, I didn't really put much money into the game or anything like that. You know, it is what it is, basically. But as the months continued on, you know, I didn't see many videos popping up on YouTube, but there were people that were, you know, really getting into the game, especially into the JP version. And at that time, there were a lot of people trying to figure out what the game was, not how the game played, because by that time Global was already out and everything, but more of what was JP doing? What were all these leader skills? What were all these passives? What did all this kanji and Japanese mean? And granted, I'm not a master at any time at that point, and still today I'm not a master at it, I would say. But I was just like, you know what? I understand the general sense of what all this kanji means. I know what the types are and everything like that. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my very first video in March. And that was at the time, actually, that, who was it that came out? I think it was Tech Majin Vegeta, and when the Int Gohan came out. Actually, funny enough, I don't have the Tech Majin Vegeta anymore. I think I put him into the SA of the LR Majin Vegeta. But at the time, he would have been in between here, like between this 18 here and this Boo. I've never slept on this Boo. I've kept him. I still keep him to this day because he's actually a pretty decent card. Helped me beat the Ultimate Gohan, which is pretty funny actually. So, but at that time, I made my very first video. It's kind of bad, honestly. But it was just simply like going through the menus and everything, translating all this Japanese and everything. I was just like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna, you know, I tried YouTube beforehand, you know, trying to get into more like the console PC games and everything, but I don't know, it really wasn't sticking for me, and I wasn't having them as much fun with it as I thought I would. And so when I did this, I didn't expect much from it. And then the video got like 1,000 views or something like that. And that was huge to me. I was just like, oh, okay, this is actually kind of cool. And so kind of just over time, I was just like, you know, doing events here and there, you know, they're trying to translate certain things. I remember comparing the Tech Majin Vegeta to the original STR Broly here, because they were both AoE guys and everything like that. And then the biggest thing that ever happened to me was that I finally pulled the STR Gogeta during Golden Week, and I was so happy. It was absolutely ridiculous, and I was so happy to have him. Like, it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I got STR Gogeta like 5 months later, but I finally had him. It was awesome. Got him up to SA10. It was really cool. Of course, we still didn't have the dupe system or anything like that. And then, of course, after a little bit of time, that's when we started to get, you know, more into the percent leaders with, like, the Broly and everything. Because a lot of these cards just simply came via random banners. I mean, like, we had the SGR, SSJ3 Vegeta banner and everything. I remember I wanted him, but it really wasn't that case. And at that time, YouTube was slowly moving for me. I kind of knew some people, but not much, really. And then eventually we started getting, you know, like the AGL Vegito and everything. We started getting the Kaioken ×10 Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And that's when things really started to take off. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm basically in this for the long run. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do what I can. Like, people kept requesting videos asking, how do you beat this? How do you do this? What's this translation? Mostly for translations, actually. You know, because as we continued on through the game, you know, events have become easier no matter what cards you have. But everyone was just like, what does this mean? What is this in Japanese and everything? So I was like, okay, you know what? They always tell you when you do YouTube, what is the hitch? What is the thing that you can do that no one else can do or very few other people can do? I was like, well, I can read the Japanese, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's kind of the hitch that I've always had with when it comes to my YouTube channel. Like, you know what? I can read Japanese. I live here in Japan. For anyone who doesn't know, yes, I do live here in Japan. YouTube's not my full-time job or anything like that. But that's what I did essentially. And as things continued on, I had some really good pulls sometimes. I had really bad pulls sometimes. Year 2 anniversary was pretty decent to me, and then around a few of the banners, like the tickets, the original ticket summons that we had weren't very good to me. I kept pulling things like this Kaioken blasted Goku. I absolutely hated him every single time he showed up. It was just really funny. Rose literally took, I would say, an extra 5 to 6 months for me to finally pull him, along with the Vegito Blue at the time, which was pretty funny because I swear I went probably 2,000 stones legit into that Vegito banner. Nothing, just would not pull him. This blasted Goku down here kept showing up, and I was just like, I'm gonna go into the game. I'm gonna kill this Goku. I'm gonna get him. I don't want to deal with this right now. So, and then things really started to change when we started getting the SSJ4 Vegeta and the SSJ4 Goku, the 120% leads, and then that opened up the road for the summonable LRs. And oh my gosh, I remember when that Gohan came up, that LR Gohan, still have him to this day because I don't really want him, but that LR Gohan paved the way for just LRs and overpowered cards and the dual summons and everything like that. And at that time, I was actually starting to get into a lot of dual summons with Rhyme, Nano, D-Free, all this kind of stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But the more and more we did it, the more we found out that my time difference per se is a big reason as to why we haven't really done it anymore. So that is the unfortunate downside, but that's why I'm trying to bring that back a little bit in terms of, like I challenged D-Free to a race on Super Battle Road, and he challenged Nano, and then I'm sure Nano's probably going to challenge Rhyme or something like that whenever he finally does it. So it was definitely something very interesting. But as the times went on, we finally kept going into these 120% banners, and then everyone, YouTube started having its kind of ups and downs flows here and everything. But I was just like, you know what? I still want to keep translating everything, and I've always had a lot of fun. But Dokkan's actually started to get a little tiring for me, to be honest. Right around the time that we had the Int Gogeta, I would say, and the Janemba during Golden Week at that time, it was starting to get boring for me because there's nothing but Dokkan for me. And I was just like, streaming, making videos, recording, playing the game. I was just like, I can't do this anymore, guys. I can't do that. And that is actually when I started to do more streaming in terms of non-Dokkan related material and everything. And a lot of people were always asking me, why do I not stream Dokkan? It's because I just get bored of doing it on stream. I do the world tournament sometimes, but other than that, summons are about the one thing that I do on stream. Other than that, I don't really like streaming the game. I like playing it. I like being able to use it, play it on the train and everything like that, going to work, coming home from work and everything. But overall, it wasn't the best. It wasn't really my type of thing. So, and then out of the blue, nowhere. Where is it exactly? Why do I feel like I'm missing it? It should be around here somewhere. Where is that Is the LR not popping up for some reason? Gogeta Int AGL. Where is? Why are my? Oh, LR March and Vegeta. Wait, LR March and Vegeta's up there? What happens? I thought I pulled. Oh, wait, no, I can't remember. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but oh, I remember now. So back when, after the Team Gohan, the LR one came out. A lot of months went by. No one was pulling LRs. We still had like LR, no LR nanogenics and all that stuff. You guys remember that? Put a comment down below because I still remember those days. But right around before Physical Vegito came out, I had to do a multi-summon on one of the type banners because I needed some Kais. And lo and behold, I actually ended up pulling my first summon of LR. And I was just like, you know what? You don't chase them, they chase you, which was funny. It was a really funny thing at the time. So, and at that time, also Super Battle Road was coming out. I remember when Super Battle Road first came out, I was just like, wow, like no one can beat this. Everyone hated the mode. We bashed on it, everything. And slowly but surely though, everyone could start to beat it and everything. And we even got to a point where we could beat it with a free-to-play team. No one ever thought that was possible at the time. We were just like, did that really just happen? Did we just beat Super Battle Road with a completely in-game 100% free-to-play team? Yeah, we did actually. It was absolutely ridiculous, but we did. And as, then we started entering into things like the categories and everything. And, a lot of people, people definitely started to drop off. They weren't really happy with the way patches and everything were doing with Dokkan and everything. And then we had, obviously Legends coming up. And then obviously what a lot of people didn't like was this guy right here. And I really hope, Bandai, you do not make the same mistake again with the Khalifa, Kale, and Hit Little Dokkan Fest voting thing over on Global. Don't turn it into Vegito Blue 2.0. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. The controversy around this guy was absolutely ridiculous. People were mad that it was going to JP, all this other fun. It was just like, oh my god. I have literally seen this game gone up and down, the community's going all over the place, and it has been a experience to say the least. But overall, if anyone was to ever ask me, do I ever regret jumping into this game, or do I ever regret making videos on it and everything, and I would say no, I actually don't. You know, whether or not, regardless of what you think about Dokkan for one thing has allowed me to meet a lot of cool people. I've made a lot of friends. I've made friends with the likes of Rhymestyle and D-Free and Nanogenics and all those guys, and I never thought I would actually do that, because funny enough, I didn't even know like who Rhymestyle was at the time when I started doing, you know, making the little Dokkan translation videos, and then I just met him one time and I was just like, oh, hey, you have like 50 times the amount of subs that I have, and you're a huge time YouTuber and everything. But it was really cool just meeting all these people and everything, and just going through the game, translating, talking about different stuff, whether it's Dragon Ball and other games and everything like that. And I would say that this had, through this journey of this 1,000 day to kind of bring this back to the reason I'm even making this video in the first place, is that it has been a journey, to say the least, when it comes to that. Me living in Japan, I never actually thought I would be doing this on top of work and everything, meeting all these cool people from around the world, my hashtag international family and everything like that. It's been a journey. It honestly has, and I thank every single one of you guys for being there with me, whether you have liked the video, disliked the video, agreed with me, disagreed with me, at least knowing that we can have a grown-up conversation for the most part. Sometimes we let the emotions, get the better of us, but, that we're human beings, right? We're not perfect by any means, but it has been a lot of fun to get to know a lot of you guys over the years, and I know I need to get better on things like, my Discord, and probably some of the quality of my videos sometimes, maybe mixing it up just a little bit different here. But, I mean, just wrapping it up with this Goku here, it's just like, wow, what a journey. It's been 1,000 days, and I hope things will continue to progress into the future. I'm trying to do more streaming, trying to do other things. I definitely try to use my streaming as more of my way to expand, because, trying to do different videos and everything like that on YouTube is not really possible, especially with the way YouTube's been kind of dropping the ball and everything. Just saying, for anyone who ever wonders about that. But I guess if I just want to close this out, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has joined the international family, chatted with in streams, left comments on Twitter, on my videos, everything, you name it. It has been a blast, and whether or not you still play Dokkan, like Dokkan, or anything like that, or you play something like Legends or Fighters or any other kind of game, I just want to say again, thank you so much for making this experience for me and helping me through this, and also just allowing this to happen for me. I never would have thought this would ever happen, so I feel like I'm just rambling now. So anyway, guys, I just want to end the video there, kind of just give you my little story, my 1,000-day journey essentially. So I just want to say thank you again for everything. Leave a comment down below on anything you potentially want to see in the future. What do you want me to do more of? Obviously translating videos, making Dokkan stuff is cool and all, but is there anything you want me to do when it comes to like streaming, or maybe setting up another channel or something, or just leave your thoughts down below. What do you want me to do? So, or what would you like to see from me, I would say. And if I am interested in that, then I will generally try, I will give it my best try to maybe try and incorporate that into a stream or a video or anything like that. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. And just thank you again, guys. And it's been a blast, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds. So anyway, thanks again for stopping by, everyone. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one.